I'm making this video to talk about a video that I watched made by RM209 where he said that Plainrock124 needs to grow up, basically. Which is wrong, I think. Well, I don't think. I'm just right in this case. He's just criticizing him because the way he is. That's like wrong. Like, you can't just criticize someone for being who they are. If they enjoy making this content, that's what they are. Even if they don't act like this outside of that YouTube video, well, they enjoy making it, so clearly they enjoy it. Even the parts they don't enjoy, well, they like it. Why do you think they upload it? You can't just criticize them for humor that you don't like, because that's not how it works. Just because there's a scene where he has a skit where he's playing as I can't remember what the skit was. I just remember what it was about. I think he was playing as a kid or something. I don't know, because he plays characters in his videos. Because he wears a towel sometimes to play as girl characters, wears hats to play other characters as well, and he's got characters like Timmy, that Sonic fanboy or the Minecraft fanboy, whatever. He has a scene where he chokes on a Nintendo Switch Lite and falls on the floor and starts throwing up, and the puke is represented by milk, obviously, because he's not going to use real ones, because where he's going to get that? Just because he thinks that's a good scene doesn't mean that he needs to grow up. It might not have been meant to be funny. It was probably just meant to be there for the purpose of entertainment. Just because of the skits doesn't mean it has to be funny. It's supposed to be entertaining, not funny. Sometimes it is supposed to be funny, but not all the time. The parts you might have laughed at probably weren't even meant to be funny. And if they were, well, that's good. But if you don't laugh at the parts that you think should be funny, then that's on you. Or okay. It's okay to not laugh at things, as long as you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, then the content isn't for you. There's nothing wrong with Plainrock124's content. He's not childish and he doesn't need to grow up. If anything, he's actually probably more mature than most of us. We don't let things get to... He doesn't let things get to him. But, people will say things about him and stuff, and he doesn't let things get to him. He tells them off. And just because he smashes a piece of technology that's luxury or not so luxury, there's nothing wrong with that. It's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it. That is something he has said multiple times. There's something different from him smashing something than someone's mom smashing their kid's Xbox. Big difference. The mom smashing a kid's Xbox is wrong. Meanwhile, on that end, it's not so wrong. It's just the way things are. Not sure when it comes to smashing rarer objects, that's kind of in a gray area. Sometimes just straight up in the wrong, just not so good at all, but that's just the way it is. Most of the stuff he smashes, it's completely okay. Because, well, it's his money. He spent the money on it. He gets to smash it. And plus, a good chunk of the stuff he has smashed was already broken. Or at least he tried. He purchased game consoles before that were listed as broken on eBay for him to smash, but some of them ended up being fully functional anyway, so. But that's okay, because, well, he bought it. It was his money. He spent his money. He owns it. He can do whatever he wants with it. And if what he wants to do with it just so happens to be destroying it for the purpose of getting views for more money to live a happy life, then what's wrong with that? Nothing. It's perfectly fine. You, sir, need to think about what's... Seriously, what? He doesn't need to grow up. one of your videos where, in the second video that you mentioned, I only watched 2 videos that you have mentioned, Plainrock124, the one that has him in the thumbnail. One of them where you talked about how you talked about some YouTubers that haven't grown in subscribers and stuff like that, and you talked about this childish humor being a reason why. No, it's not! The reason why he hasn't grown in subscribers is because he's already got a lot. When you get more subscribers, it kind of gets harder to bring in more. Also, some leave. People grow up and lose interest. That have been a Stampy Longhead, or Long Nose, or whatever. That Minecraft YouTuber that was prime time when I was a kid. Prime time, I might not be there. That was the thing. It was the thing to watch when I was a kid. Along with other YouTubers like Dan2DM and Popular Mimos. Stampy has had a fall. He's not relevant anymore. But this doesn't mean his content's bad. He's just, struggling. And that's fine, because he can still live with what he makes. There's nothing wrong with that. And yes, Plainrock124's content has changed over the years. You just don't notice it because you're paying attention to the wrong parts. Quite a few, he has evolved. He has grown. In fact, you can probably even distinguish about around what time period a certain video is from. Then again, that might be more of the quality of the camera and not necessarily his his content. I mean, look at the 50 ways to break, look at the moving on videos. It went from short videos to, they're pretty long now. And they're high quality now. I know. I don't mean quality as in resolution. I mean quality as in it's almost like an AVGN video or a Scott the Waz or whatever. He's, put more character into it, I guess. The length of the video is longer too. It's about as long as the Scott the Waz movies we get once a year. That's how long it is now. Like 30 to 40 minutes. When I'm pretty sure earlier ones were only 10 to 20. Maybe sometimes 30. But now they're quite a bit. They're cinematic now, basically. Okay, that might be the right word, but the point is, he has grown. You just haven't noticed that. I mean, there's a possibility that I might have been around for a longer amount of time, but I probably haven't. You probably watched him a lot earlier than I have, because I started watching him about around the time, it was shortly after the Nintendo Switch came out, I think. I think it was shortly after I got mine, actually. I don't even remember what my first video was. It probably wasn't even a Nintendo video. The point is, he doesn't need to grow up. You're just not seeing him right. And that's wrong. That's on you. You're making it... Sure, it's different if you have an opinion, but this is not an opinion. This is just you criticizing him. That's different. There's nothing wrong with him. You just need to grow up. And in fact, he has grown up. Quite a lot. And you don't see that because maybe you grew up wrong, or maybe you just lost interest in the humor, or are paying too much attention to parts that aren't supposed to be funny. The scenes that you are talking about that probably weren't even meant to be funny, or just a quick skit. That scene you talked about where he threw an Android phone and made fun of Android and then started laughing. That was a fake laugh. Which is probably why no one else laughed. Including no pity laughs either. Because he was fake laughing. At least from the looks of it, it looked like he was fake laughing. Or I guess the sounds of it. But there's nothing wrong with him. You just criticizing him for no reason, basically. Sure, you do make some points, but when you making some points that are kind of harsh and aren't really points and are just criticizing someone for being them. I mean, that's like, I don't know, walking up to a guy watching FIFA and saying, hey, why the hell are you watching FIFA? Because they enjoy it, obviously. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just like how there is nothing wrong with what Plainrock124 is doing with this content. He makes great content. And of course, some videos aren't going to make as many views because, not every video is going to catch everybody's eye. There are tons of YouTubers out there I subscribe to, and I don't watch every YouTube video they pop out. Some of them, I only watch, some of them I don't even watch anymore. There's like a YouTuber or two in there, actually probably a bunch, that I can't go back to because they're not making any more content that interests me anymore. That doesn't mean they're making bad content now, it just means the content they're making doesn't interest me. And that's why some Plainrock124's videos don't get as many views. Because they're not going to interest everyone. Some people are only there for the tech destruction videos, and some people aren't going to be interested in every single tech destruction video because they might only want to watch and smash the things, well, he wants to watch and smash. If he's smashing a product that they don't really like or care about, they might not watch it. He or she might not watch that video. Or they, or whatever. The point is, he is enjoying this content that he makes. Not everything he does he enjoys. And not every skit he's going to enjoy. In fact, he actually hates his older videos. Because, well, he grows. He actually does grow. Unlike what you are thinking. You think he hasn't grown, but he has. A lot. Granted, I think his videos have more grown than how simple to complex they are now, because they're more complex now than they were back then, I think. But he makes great videos. If you don't like them, don't watch them. Don't make a video where you criticize him for it. There's a difference between criticism and constructive criticism. This is not constructive criticism. I mean, I guess a little bit of it is, but not all of it. Most of it is just criticism. You're just making fun of him at this point. Okay, not making fun of him, but criticizing him anyways. That's just mean. Sure, he hasn't watched the video, and if he watched it, he probably wouldn't even give a fuck. But still, what's wrong with you? Like, why? Maybe I'm just being over defensive over something I like. I mean, there's quite a few things I've enjoyed. There's some shows I watch that everybody hates. I mean, I fucking enjoy the Velma TV show. And I doubt that's going to get another season. But then again, I never watched the regular Scooby-Doo. When I watched the normal Scooby-Doo, I was very little. So I guess that's a good reason why I was able to enjoy Velma, because I didn't really have the original thing to compare it to. Because I only knew Scooby-Doo from what little things I saw when I was little, or little things I saw from memes in more recent years. But just because I enjoy Velma, doesn't mean I have poor judgment of content, does it? No, it doesn't. Is Plainrock124's content that much different than The Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park? Mature, technically, by default. Because, actually, I don't think he cusses that much. So he's not, but, so it's for all ages, technically. And that's a good thing. I guess more PG-13, because I think he does sometimes flip the finger. But that's fine. He does what he wants to do. And he doesn't let anyone get in the way. And he is mature and more mature than us, technically. I mean, tons of people that watch his content have basically come onto his comment section and say, you should have given it to me, or something like that. Like, dude, what are you, a choosing beggar? Are you toxic or something? Okay, maybe not toxic, but still. What's going on in your brain? Don't just do that. If he wants to smash it, he can smash it. Don't just, like, don't go online and make fun of this guy or make news articles about how he is the reason why there's not enough PS5s out there. That has actually happened. I'm not joking. Somebody made a news article blaming tech destruction channels. Not just tech destruction channels in general, just Plainrock124. One guy smashing one PS5 does not cause a fucking shortage. Scalpers is whose fault it was. It was the scalper's fault. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Bye.